fishing spots for largemouth bass.
Right there. That's the one we're looking for. Woo-hoo!
Yeah. Hey, getting caught. I wanted to get my little small pike through here. Just a little guy. Nothing really too big. Caught in the weed. Hello guys, it's W Outdoors. Hope you guys are actually having a fantastic day today. We are currently driving out this morning to one of my fishing spots for largemouth bass. Today we're in for a possibly a good day today. Hopefully we're trying to leave as early as possible so at least we can try to get out and catch 2 different species in one day. So yeah, we're just driving to my first spot for a little bit. Hopefully this morning they're biting, because I know this spot is a little bit shallower water and the largemouth like to come up close to the shore. So we're hoping that we're going to have a little bit of success in this one spot, and then I guess we'll go to the next spot and we'll see what happens, I guess. But yeah, it's a beautiful day to do it, so we're going to try it. We're just heading down the road here, and we're going to get up to the first spot. Hopefully we have some luck today. Y'all stay tuned. Alright guys, we arrived to our first spot here. It's this little lake right here. Of course it's like shallow in this spot, and of course like if you're fishing here in the mornings, you can see the bass usually just hang out on the shoreline right here. It's pretty shallow, and you could just cast in a worm and of course the bass will try to go after it. I know there's rock bass in here too, and might be the odd bluegill here and there, but mainly largemouth are in this big I would just say it's a big large pond. It's not really like it's a lake, but it's a decent sized pond. So as you can see, there's a little bass coming through here right now. So there's definitely a small school of largemouth coming through here. So we're gonna give this spot a little try this morning. I'd like to catch maybe a decent sized bass, maybe about 2-pounder, 3-pounder at least. But if we can catch a fish in this video, we can catch a fish in this video. There's a decent, not really a big one coming through here, but yeah, they're in here this morning. So we're gonna get our rod in the water and see if we can catch a few bass in here. So either ways, guys, let's get started. All right, fellas, we're gonna try to cast a line in the water, see if we can get a bass. Good start. Here it goes. Oh, we got one. Not the species I'm really after, but that's a big rock bass. That is a big rock bass. Not bad. We got our first bass species of the morning. Little panfish, but mainly I want to go for the largemouth. A decent sized one. Come back. Let's go after the species we're actually targeting. Got one.
Caught in the lilies, caught in the lilies, caught in the lilies, caught in the lilies, caught in the frickin' lilies. Come on, in the frickin' lilies, come on. Jesus. But he's still, he's in the lilies. He's in the frickin' lilies. Woo! Just a little guy. Oh, good start to the day. Little dink. First small largemouth of the day. Didn't bring my net, but he definitely got himself into the lilies there. Just a little small bass. Not bad start to the day. Throw him back. Right there. That's the one we're looking for. Woo-hoo! Yeah. We're caught in the frickin' weeds. Oh. Now that is the caliber we're looking for, baby. That's more like it. Ah. You little... I hope I had the camera recording on that one. Ah. You're going back to the truck.
I didn't think we were going to catch anything in this spot, but this is like the first decent bass of the day that we've caught. I want to just get away on him. He's like decent. Very healthy looking too, actually. So this is a nice colored largemouth right here. I'm just going to get a weight on him right here. See if we get some weight on him here. Barely even a pound. Barely even a pound still. Decent catch. I'm going to take a picture of them. Guys, first catch of the day. First decent bass of the day. Now we're just going to give them a nice safe release. I normally don't keep largemouth this time of year because they're full of worms. So, yeah. So we're just going to give him a, get him nice and comfortable. There he goes. And he swims off. There. Nice catch. Alright guys, we're at our next spot of the day. We are back at the honey hole. My second honey hole. I mean my first one, but that was the other spot was my second one. But it's a little overcast, so it might be looking good for bass fishing back in here today. Hopefully it is. I'm hoping so. So we're just going to get rigged up here, and we're going to hopefully try to catch another bass today.
Got a fish. We got a fish. We got a fish. We got a fish. Holy. Small pike. Small pike. Back to the shore. Oh, nice little pike.
Try not to hold him too tight here. We got a little small pike right here. Just a little guy. Nothing really too big. Caught him in the weeds. I'll try to get this a better shot right here. Give you guys a better picture. Kind of blur that little fella. We're just going to try to put you back here. Get some things to get in the water. Well, sadly, we weren't catching any fish in this spot besides that pike. We kept casting and casting and nothing was happening, so we decided to move to a different spot, more up north, to try to go for some bass later in the evening. And of course, it's the same story. Nothing was really biting, and I kind of screwed up with my camera here trying to set it up in the right spot on the head. So I kept casting with the nightcrawler worm after switching up with the 5 of diamonds because I didn't want to get snags in this spot. So I decided to go back to using a regular nightcrawler worm to try to get after some bass, and of course this happens. After casting in the same spot, I finally found a bass that was swimming around, and he actually hit the line. I set down my line for a little bit, and he took the worm down his mouth.
Woo. Not bad. Not bad at all.
Alright guys, got another bass here. Not a small one. We're catching a lot of dinks tonight. And this is like my 3rd dink today in 3 different spots. I'm hoping that last light will actually produce more action for us, but pretty good action for today. Actually a very green looking colored one. Look at that. Like, not bad at all. We're going to take a little picture with him and then we're going to let him go. So I decided to keep fishing in the other spot across the road, and of course there was no action for the rest of the evening, so we decided to pack it up. Alright guys, we're back at this lake almost a few days later. We're going to try a second attempt at trying to catch a few more fish in this particular spot, so we're going to see how we do. So I came back to the spot where I was yesterday morning to try to see if I can catch more bass. And of course I used the nightcrawler worm once again in this particular spot. But I find in this area the bass seem to be very shy of my bait. And they weren't really as active as usually the spot usually is. So I kept casting and casting, and I was using another tactic. Instead of wheeling my line in, I decided to leave it in the water and let the fish take the worm. So I sat my worm at the bottom of the water and let it sit there and let the bass start to swarm around it. But of course, no bass seemed to be very interested in my bait, so I kept casting and casting and casting until something was going to chase after my bait. So I kept waiting and casting, waiting and casting, and then all of a sudden this small bass decided it was deciding to take a bite out of my worm. So I just let him take it instead of doing anything. Then this guy decided to take the bait.
Fish on. Very small, but oh! Yeah. Look how small these bass are in this lake. Like, this is a very tiny one. Not much I can do about that one. Just a very tiny one. Sheesh. Something's barely even the size of the bluegill.
So I wasn't having luck in this spot tonight. The bass weren't really that hungry, and they kept being afraid of my bait, as usual. So I decided to pack it up and go back to the honey hole. And with my luck, when I went back to the honey hole in a few minutes here, there was a bass literally staying in the shallow. So I cast a few times and waited for this fish to come in to bite. And he was a decent sized bass too. So I cast my line into the water, and waited for him to show any sign of interest in the bait. It was all nothing more than a game of patience, waiting to see if this fish would chase after it. And then finally, he was hooked on.
Yeah, there he is. Got him finally. Decent one. Holy.
There you go, fellas. The first bass of the evening. Yeah. This guy's wild. It's the first bass of the evening, like in this spot here. Not a very big one, but probably the biggest for this little boat launch right here. See if he'll actually go in the water there. Alright guys, that's probably going to be it for this video. Of course, we've caught some decent fish in the video, like not very the decentness that I would imagine, but I mean, we caught a few decent ones in this video, so I'd say our bank fishing has been a pretty good success so far this summer. So yeah, I went to a few spots, caught a few decent bass, a few small dinks and a pike, so I'd say that's good for a video, I guess. So anyways guys, hope you guys like this video. If you guys like this video, make sure you guys subscribe to SW Outdoors and click the notification bell when the latest videos are, and I will catch you guys in the next video. SW Outdoors, sign out.